Hello, HJR Grid Keep. HJR, just thinking about that. Harmonizing Journey to Realignment Foundation Series, Introduction to Keylonta, Episode 5, The Council Domains, Part 1, by Katie Oshiwanita and beautiful Louis Ockley. Welcome, everybody who decided to take the plunge into understanding who we are as spiritual beings and how we live out the mechanics of manifestation is called Keylonta. The primary resource used was the Elements of Discovery manual by the Cathara team by Azurite Press, now Erase Productions. This is an excellent summary of the Freedom Teachings. I am in no way affiliated with Azurite Press or Erase Productions. The Elements of Discovery, the link to download the PDF is on the harmonizingjourney.com website on the HJR Seminars page. We will have a Q&A time after my talk, or I may stop if you put questions in the comment section. I might stop and answer the questions depending upon what they are as we move along. I'm pretty sure I put the PDF for today's presentation in the description below, box below. I kind of updated it. I don't know if I put the updated version of it, but there is one in there. And we are looking at the Council Domains Part 1. I realize there's so much information. I'm going to break it up into 3 parts, might be 4, depending upon how things go, of the Tri-Matrix Krystal River Co-operative of the Guardian Councils, and that is page 76 through 81 in the Elements of Discovery manual book. So we are looking at, when we're looking at this Tri-Matrix Krystal River Cooperative, we are looking at the Aquarian Akasha, the Equinos Akasha Matrix, and the Vi Saleh Akasha Matrix. And Akasha is also, when we talk about the crystal spiral of consciousness. So you see there on the map, or the diagram, the Akasha system. The pink one, that's the Veka. We're down at the bottom of that. We have our parallel anti-particle self, the more bluish color, and then our primal light and sound fields, and that fits into a bigger Cathara grid structure called an Akasha. This is within the lower God worlds, and then above that you see the crystal spiral structure. So imagine all those Cathara grids structures spiraling. Everything is in spirals. Okay, nothing's linear nor in circles per se. It's spirals of consciousness energy. And each Cathara grid interfaces with the other Cathara grid because they have to line up for the energy lines and energy centers of the mind, as well as the renewal of energy, life force. Okay. We can ascend or spiral through their neuronal networks of intertwining Cathara grids. Each of these Akashas has its own ascension pathways. They are still interconnected by the Cathara networks, meaning that what happens in one Akasha will affect all the others at some level, right? They're all interfaces to the biofeed interface system, energy lines and energy centers. Did you want to add anything before I go into the next slide?
No.
You're like, nope, Katie, you're okay. All right. Again, the Krystal River Councils, the Tri-Matrix Krystal River Cooperative, pages 76 through 81. You want to follow along in the manual itself. The cosmic clock structures of the 4 domains. And so we see on one side, again, the stairway to the God worlds. And again, down at the bottom, we've got our little Akasha Merkaba, our Merkaba structure of the polarities within the form constant, personal and planetary, then the whole density 1, density 2, density 3 of that whole Cathara grid structure. That's that Arveka, our parallel together. They really are like this together. Primal light and sound fields interface in them. We've got our Veka system. And that spirals up into the Akasha Aya. We've got the cosmic God seed of creation with our cosmic clock structure that you see underneath the cosmic God seed. I wish I could do a pointer, but I can't. So anyway, so you can remember of that from last few sessions. And you'll see that little cross structure as well. What looks like a cross above the cosmic clock stuff on the Stairway to God Worlds map. We'll kind of talk about that in a moment. But going the cosmic God seed, we have the interface with the core, inner, and middle domains. We have the Veka, clockwise outer Ettore, so that cosmic God seed Akasha Aya and its whole stairway to heaven of all of the down steps, and it down then goes back up. It's all the big thing together, but we're downstepping it for our brains. That is also known as an Ettore system, and it has its counter Ettore anti-particle system. We are on a clockwise cycle. The Ettore is on a counterclockwise circle. They're both the outer radon fields, outer domains, the outer. Then you have the middle domains, you have the inner domains, and then eventually you have the core, right? Because it micro and the macro, okay? My body, as well as the whole big thing. Our eternal core of our being, as Aya. Anything you want to add to this?
I'd just like to ask, where would we be located in terms of the cosmic clock structure? Would it be the core, inner, or the middle, or the outer?
Radon. Well, technically, if you're looking at the map there, we would be considered in the outer radon, right?
Okay.
But actually, when you're talking about us personally, as well as planetary, we have a part of ourselves that are related to the whole, the Ekaveka system, right? We have a part of ourselves in the Akasha. We have a part of ourselves in the Akasha Aya. We have a part of ourselves in the Akasha Aya. And then the middle, inner, and core.
Okay.
The core.
Thank you.
Technically. All right. The Akutharista body. That was the word. I never can remember that, and I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly. Akutharista. Is that correct, Louis? Do you know?
Sounds like it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, pages 75 through 76. When I was talking about that cross, which has to do with the Riche pillars. They create that cross structure. Let me go back. I don't even know if you can see it. It's so small. When we're looking at the Stairway to the God Worlds map, the cosmic God seed, and then you have the Cathara grid structure, and then right underneath the Cathara grid structure, it looks like you can barely see it, but it looks like a cross. That's what the Riche pillars create. And we looked at it last month, I think, when we were going more detail about that, showing that cross structure. You can kind of see it when you're looking at the cosmic God seed, when you see the little red dots that make a cross shape.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the Ekutherista body. The core, inner, and middle domains have their stationary hub gates. So in that mechanics, and a hub gate is like a portal interface system, so you can go into a domain, into the middle domains or inner domains, and into the core. The Akasha Aya is formed from the inner light body domains of the Eton, core, Adon, inner, and Edon, middle hub gate. So when people talk about going back to the Garden of Eden, they're really talking about, really originally it was going back into the middle domains of Edon. Was originally where that came from. The mechanics of the Akasha seed atom downstepping process evolves through these core, inner, and middle hub gates into the outer radon Akasha Aya light body structure that we know of. Okay, so now we're looking at the formation of the Krystal River Co-operative. So, and actually Lewis was asking me before we started if I wanted to go into the history. No, I don't. But I'm just going to mention it just enough to understand the importance of the Krystal River Co-operative. So, our Akasha system was breached our time, 450 billion years ago by an adjacent Akasha A. Hold on a second. Sorry. Akasha A, which broke through into our Akasha system after it annihilated much of its own system. So I'm just really quick, I'm just going to go back. So this is an Akasha system. So, okay, so looking at our guide world map, because I keep forgetting, you can't see my arrow. Looking at Akasha A, higher of the higher God worlds, right below the Akasha Aya, you see the four quadrants. Each of those quadrants correlates to one Akasha. So there was an adjacent, I guess it would have been, okay, yeah, an adjacent Akasha A, or I guess you could say an adjacent Akasha.
Yeah.
Broke through into our system, our Akasha. There's, so that basically, that Akasha for the most part that broke into ours pretty much got, it's called the Borgia matrix, basically got fried for the most part. And but they have been helping us, a lot of them that are holding the Christ and wanting to be, or go back into organic life system, are working with us. But there's the three other Akashas in that system are the ones we're going to get ready to talk about. So I'll move forward into the three collectives responsible for our Akasha chose not. Okay, did I feel like I skipped. I guess no.
You didn't skip the. You was on the next one.
I guess I'm okay. Anyway, all right. So there's three Akasha within the Akasha Aya, or Akasha A's. We did this page. Okay. The three collectives responsible for our Akasha chose not to shut down our system and hit the reset button. So, and I will get the names of them in a moment. They would hold a space open for the hub gate travel, allowing our matrix to sift and sort the good, the bad, and the ugly to grow and evolve. Okay. Got it here. This over frequency. No, it did. Bias. There was a page that it's for some reason did not. I don't know why. I guess
Okay,
it doesn't
we'll just
matter.
get on with it. We'll just get on
I
with
have
it.
to deal with this. Okay, I'm a big girl. I got my big girl panties on. Yes, I do. No, I don't.
What were you trying
No,
to
I don't.
explain?
Okay. Anyway, okay. And I did a post today on the good, the bad, and the ugly. Just you might want to get that in the HJR Insights. A little bit more on that. So the Krystal River frequency, it's a loving and we'll get the names. It was Aquarian, Wisala, and Aquinas.
Aquarius.
Aquinas. It's a loving entrustment given to us for healing, clearing, and biospiritual ascension into the Eden Middle Hub Gate. The good. The cooperative carry the codes within their DNA to activate 3 crystal spirals, aka akashas, into one powerful Krystal River frequency. They would only be officially engaged if the hub gates were made inoperable. When we're talking about the inner or the core, inner, middle domains, hub gates. How we are able to portal our way into those realms through the hub gate system.
Okay.
Through our own natural ascension cycles were made. But in January 2007, when the sun, well, that's a nice little typo. When our sun's monad was breached by those on the ugly path of chaos and sorrow. So we're no longer doing a natural, organic ascension cycle. The Aquarian races were leaders. There's a whole bunch on that particular slide, and I got to remember what it was. The Aquarian races were leaders in creating a hybridized hub passage capable Krystal River Aquarian lineage. They were from the organic Christic race lines of the outer domains of those 3 systems, akashas that I talked about. This allowed us more flexibility to travel through our own Aquinas hub system through the Aquarian matrix in the Itori and Adori domains, right? So the passage through the Aquarian home matrix to the Wisale Akasha into the Adori and Itori Eka Veka systems, right? And I'm just going to go back again. So again, we are in the Itori system, Veka system, clockwise outer of the outer radon. We have our Adori counterclockwise Veka system. They move they're connected into and come out of the core, inner, and middle spirit body domains. And they spin through each other and around and through each other. So one's running clockwise, one's running counterclockwise, and they spin through each other and cycle through. Did you want to add anything, Lewis?
That I can think of. You're doing really well.
Thanks. I don't think I am, but thank you. Okay. I really messed me up with missing that page. It looks like we've got 4 people. Probably counting me, so 3. So welcome whoever has joined. And again, just if you can, in the chat box, just say hello so we know who you are. And again, please, if there's anything you want to add to the conversation or questions you want to ask, you're more than welcome. Okay. So the Aquarian races were leaders in creating a hybridized, so we're looking at the development of the Aquarian races, and they were developed in preparedness in case things went to, Shitsville, which they did. So the Aquarian races of that one Akasha, within the Akasha Ea, were leaders in creating a hybridized, hub passage capable Krystal River Aquarian lineage, which is Aquarian. They were from the organic Krystic race lines of the outer domains of the three systems that we just talked about. This allowed us more flexibility to travel through our own Aquinas. So, in other words, our Akasha is called an Aquinas hub system through the Aquarian matrix. There's something unique about the Aquarian matrix that they were able to do this for us. And again, we're working in the Ettore and Adore domains of the outer radon system. I wanted to call it belt, but system. They pass through the Aquarian, so these Aquarians passed through the Aquarian home matrix to the Wisale Akasha, so they had to interface with the Wisale Akasha to get what they needed from there and develop within that system of what they had, again into the Adore and Ettore Ekaveka system. And okay, so looking a little bit more deeper at the Tri-Matrix Cooperative, again, chart is on page 78. So there's the Tri-Matrix Cooperative, the Aquarian matrix, the Wisale matrix, the Aquinas matrix, then you have the councils associated with those different cooperatives, and then the basic looking at the locations that they're connected into. So the Aquarian, so obviously the Aquinas matrix we're going to have more because that's in our system and that's more pertinent to us. So we just have a little bit on the Aquarian and the Wisale. So I think I'm saying that, Aquarian matrix. So all three of them have the Krystal Council of the core domains, right? The core, middle, or core, inner, and middle, and outer.
Yeah.
Where all of us are interfaced as a Krystal. Okay. We are a Krystal member of that council.
Okay.
Even as little as we are here, we still have a part of us interface within our internal core of our being. And then we have the Aquarius, A-Q-U-I-O-U.
Aquarius.
No, that's not Aquarius. A-Q-U-I-O-U-S. Aquarius Council member. And there, for the Aquarian matrix, is a representative or aspect in the inner Adon Akasha. Then you have the Aquafari Council of the middle Edon Akasha. And then you have the Aquari of the Council of the outer Radon Akasha. The Wisale have their associated core Krystal Lake Council. Then for their and then we jump right to their outer radon, which is another Aquari, because the Aquari, we have Aquari for all three of the Akashas, for hub, to allow for us to be able to do hub gates. We had to have a part of us that was coded to do hub gate, all right? Because we have a part of ourselves there. Now, Aquinas, which is our matrix. So we have our Krystal Council in the core. We also have, and you see my little kitty cat thing there, the Hathor Council.
Hathor, yeah.
Not to be confused with Hathors, but the Hathor of the inner Adon Akasha A, okay, Council. And then we have our Iane Aquari coding in the Adore Radon Akasha. We then have a Adonai Aquari coding, and the Adore Radon Akasha. And we then go and we have our Iani founder races, which we'll be talking about more. Somewhat more in next month, and then even more so following month. But anyway, the Ettore Ekaveka density 5, density 4. Okay, we talk about our founder races and again, they all have a query coding, so that query coding is there for us to be able to do the hub gate, going through the hub gate portals of the middle inner and quarterlines. And then the Aurora councils of the D1 Ettore Veka Edon Radon, D1 Adore Veka Edon Radon. So and that also has to do, it's not said here, but the Aurora force really connects into Eartha, which is a planetary structure that we actually hosted into the core of it, and it actually connects to Andromeda M31 system that we actually, as a whole system, as a whole, it's more than the Akasha, right? It's the whole Ettore system, right? Radon system, I think, fell out of it, right? We originally was part of. So we'll be talking more about that in future, about the Aurora councils and their associated Bindi councils of the Aquari coding, D1 Veka Edon, and then of course our angelic human Aquari coding, D1 Veka Radon, and of course our indigo coding as well, because they're councils. We are in ourselves on this planet. We are a council. We represent a council of Aya, and at all dimensional levels. There is an associated consciousness or beings within each domain. Any questions, Louis, before I go on to the next one?
No.
Okay.
I'm learning on all of this, but you're doing a really good job explaining. So I'm hoping everyone else is hopefully understanding. And if they don't, that they give us some
we
questions.
got nobody. Got 5 people it's showing, or 4 people, because I think it's still counting me. And I just showing off this stairway to the God worlds. We're a little self on planet Earth. We have our own Merkaba structure, spiraling vortices, counter-spiraling vortices that make bigger counter-spiraling vortices, anti and matter particles together. This harmonic universe was 4 harmonic universes within our Veka, connecting into the primal light and sound fields, which makes it into a 15-dimensional time matrix. Then that fits into an Akasha, and the lower God worlds. That whole Akasha fits into one of the 4 quadrants of an Akasha Aya of the higher God worlds, and then that whole Akasha Aya fits into an Akasha Aya, which then is the cosmic God seed, the river-shaped pillars, and spiraling pillars, and they kind of move into the center. Everything always goes into the center, into the Manu point, 13th pillar of creation, which goes deep into the core, eternal core of our being of Aya. And then we manifest out as Aya, as Aya. Okay, So I always say Aya, Aya. God Source First Eternal, Uni, we say it. So nobody can say they're better than anybody else, right? So, yeah. And again, the design is Arrays Productions. Really Azurite Press is now Arrays Productions, and then I did my little changes onto it and had fun with it. But again, I didn't create this material. And again, not associated with Arrays Productions either. Okay, so Harmonizing Journey to Realignment Private Sessions. Harmonizing Journey to Realignment utilizes Keylonta and Tangier mechanics. Both sciences are the original organic first creation mechanics. The mechanics works with the organic light body and plasma spirit body structure to bring you back to your organic first creation mechanics of the eternal domain of the all that is. This technology realigns the artificial finite second creation Fibonacci tube torus net earth program with its natural, perpetually renewing organic ascension, new earth expression. And the link will be in the is in the description. And again, oh, and if there's anybody, grid keeper that joined in that is having trouble figuring out the chat, you can always go into the Discord chat and Lewis will keep an eye if you have anything that you want to add to the discussion. The HJR Grid Keepers Community Membership Program, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment. HJR defines a grid keeper as one who mindfully develops a personal relationship with their clan spirit family, which is the family tree of consciousness. So that includes all the guardians we just talked, clan councils we just discussed. We have that. We have connections to them on a personal level. And more. We'll be talking more about the different councils that we are a part of. The grid keeper that then consciously aligns their lone harmonic, authentic eternal expression with the core of the earth plane for healing and mindful co-creating with all life everywhere as the eternal God Source First Eternal Aya Aya, embodying a new earth now. And it's fascinating with that lone harmonic idea. There's the biofeed interface system. So through our cathara grid structure of energy lines and energy centers, bones and balls, we interface into the planetary core, which has its own structure similar to ours of the cathara networks. And while we're biofeeding, we're also our own self, our own lone harmonic. So we, within that, create our personal planetary morphogenetic field structure. And that's our personal reality, personal planetary reality. But that reality, because interfaces down into the core, we then can see and experience with other people and have their experiences. But we still have a personal, our own Aya core connection. So we can be working with a whole bunch of people, but we can stay in our lone harmonic and not get a lot of interference from what's around us. But we got to stay in that core. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to just talk about my HJR Grid Keepers Handbook. It's used, you can use it on your own and go through the exercises and the information. And either if you want to private sessions going over a lot of this material, or if you'd like to become an HJR Grid Keeper member, we have been meeting monthly going over this bit by bit. Some other stuff as well, but got a little sidetracked off of it. Now we're back on it again. So again, an Adashi, so looking at a Grid Keeper's Handbook. So an Adashi Adept is a grid keeper who has traveled through all the dimensional domains, returning fully embodied to the core of the all that is, God Source First Eternal, through that, I can't read it, through their experience, and it's messed up with StreamYard. Wait a minute, I can read the back here. That's okay. There we go. Through their experiences, they have developed high emotional intelligence to navigate joyfully through the different density planes of existence, choosing to come back to experience this time-space reality. I need to read that whole paragraph over again because I stumbled through it. An Adachi Adept is a grid keeper who has traveled through all the dimensional domains, returning fully embodied to the core of the all that is, God Source First Eternal. Through their experiences, they have developed high emotional intelligence to navigate joyfully through the different density planes of existence. And that was that stairway to heaven that we looked at of the God worlds and beyond that, choosing to come back to experience this time-space reality. Through the harmonizing journey to realignment and self-empowerment principles of awareness, SIPAs, we expand and grow into our Mashayahana Salon, aka Pod Space. It becomes a travel vehicle to traverse the neural network pathways of the mind of creation as an Adachi Adept. These structures I think they look like Brahmanas, which we see in ancient Indian texts. The only difference is that ours are organic living structures, which I think originally Brahmanas were too. You can mindfully create your own lone harmonic I am world within your personal planetary morphogenic field template. Please check out the Harmonizing Journey website for details and for this book. And I wanted to I just kind of opened it randomly just to read a page to get a feeling of the energy signature. The breath has many functions, all wrapped up into one action. When we breathe into the cells of the elementi of the body, we are enlivening the cells and sending a message of thought intention for holographic programmed manifestation. Second creation lives in the holding of opposition of the polarized. We do not need to analyze the situation we are stuck in because the more focused we are on something, the more charge we build. We just breathe and be in the now moment where awareness is present, our internal core. From clarity and movement, the flow, the quantum of life expansion moves us beyond our stuck place. Each new now breath renews and aligns us with the power that creates worlds. When the anxiety is building, stop and just focus on the in and out of the breath until the body relaxes. The peace, clarity, and harmony of the now moment come. Continue breathing evenly in and out in a general space or slow oscillation rate, choosing better feeling thoughts and building the quanta of frequency building focused Keylon charge. Then all Keylon elementi align, creating a harmonious blend of creation. So yeah. And there's of course HJR Grid Keepers or HJR Seminar Series page on the website. Has the links to purchase. You can get a PDF of it or a paperback. Waking in Elenia book series. While this story appears to be a typical science fiction tale, it is actually a piece of Earth's ancient hidden history. Much of the past I had remembered through my affiliation with the freedom teachings of Keylonta science. The rest was through the characters' lives in the story shared through me. Kara, Eshwa, Ganado, Prince Kaldor, Queen Asana, and even General Damien all have a place in my heart. I was glad I could get their story down on paper These books were a long time in the making and still are. And again, and yeah. So this was the first one. Can you see it okay, Lewis, or do I need to maybe
a little bit closer?
move it closer?
Move it. Yeah, just there. There we go.
Okay.
That's,
it's a real book.
I mean, I've got a copy somewhere.
And then this is the second one. As well.
Oh no, that's the first one. There we go.
Yeah, this is the second one. The so first one is Waking in Elenia Book 1, or with Mente. And then the second one, Waking in Elenia Book 2, The Crystal Halls of Mente. This one's on Terra, pre-cataclysmic Terra. Kind of what that world was like before the cataclysm, and then what was coming up to when it had its problems, and then how we kind of created the sphere of Mente and moved out of that into here. And then this is modern day. So this was fun around 2012 time, the fall of 2012. So this was good. And kind of fast-paced, moving along, adventure, traveling through the inner portalway systems of the planetary planet. So, is there anything that you want to add, Liz, to any of what I just, because I'm kind of flowing with it?
The first book of Waking in Elenia is just a really good introduction to Voyages 2, especially if you really struggle with Voyages 2. It really gives you all the single concepts of a lot of the history, such as the fall and all the things that were kind of happening with the crystal generator, experimentation, all this kind of stuff. In the book, it really goes into all these different kind of aspects. And I believe at the start in the introduction to this book, you actually reference, where you don't directly reference them, but you talk about the Tri-Matrix Cooperative a little bit and the little meeting that they were having because they were seeing what was really going on. So it really does link into the whole wider KS story of our own history. And I find that there is a lot every time that I read the book, because I've been through the first book fully, and then I kind of ask my higher self, do I need to know anything in this book? And then I, like you said, just pick up a page, just have a look at the book. And every single page holds a little bit of, it holds different frequencies, which will go into your body. It'll pick up by the path I receive, and you'll start to pick up more and more of your own personal memory bank. It's such a wonderful experience. It really is. So I'd definitely buy it for anyone that just wants to support Katie. She really deserves it. She's...
Should I read a page?
Yeah, go for it.
Speaking of just kind of tuning in and feeling out a page. Okay, so Kara sat deep in her daily meditation as the oneness within the core of her being moved through her body cells. Its presence of being emanated within the seat beneath her and in the air. She breathed, giving her nourishment. She then heard an ever so still quiet voice whispering her name. Off in the distance, within her mind's eye, all she could see was a pale silver golden light with touches of pale rainbow colors that came to surround her within the depths of her being. She relaxed, merging into her misty light, becoming it. As she floated in the mist, she felt the energy's frequency become her cells, cleansing away her fears and her confusion. She sensed a loving, familiar presence around her and through her. There was no judgment or pretense by them, just love and acceptance. Kara wrapped it around her and breathed it in. Tears ran down her cheeks as she felt the love of her real family. No, it was even deeper than that. She sensed her one true tone.
Wow. Perfect page.
I saw it. Also on the website, there's a page just for these books, and it gives a little bit more back history as well, if you want to get more of a feel of what the book is before you make a purchase. All right, we're down to the schedule now. Just a reminder, HJR Insights Tarot Show this month, Tuesday. Again, all the classes or the shows will be on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST, and then when we change time, it'll be Daylight Savings Time, so DST, when that happens. But yes, not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, the 24th. Aligning with the Krystal Spiral Energy Forecast for March. And then then looking at March's schedule. So in March, Mastery of Keylonta Show Episode 5, Tuesday, March 3rd at 8 p.m. DST, because the time will have changed. Omni Love, fully engaging the love vibration on page 15 out of Postures of Love, Steps Towards Joy. And then this class, Introduction to Keylonta Show, Episode 6, Tuesday, the 10th, at 8 p.m. DST. Part 2, the Council Domains, looking at pages 78 through 83. And if we can and have time, let's see how it goes when I start putting next month's class together. We can get into any of the Voyagers one, the Sleeping Abductee, Arrayus.com. And if I haven't yet, I'll try to remember to put their website in the description below, because it's well worth purchasing the Voyagers 1 and 2. And actually, as well, she also has Angelic Realities. I was just looking through it, and it has some good tidbits in it. Still, even as old as it is, it's all the new material we have. The Voyagers and the Angelic Realities is well worth the investment. And she doesn't charge a lot for them either. And then HJR Insights Tarot Show, Tuesday the 31st at 8 p.m. I said EST, but I should have said DST, aligning with the Krystal Spiral Energy Forecast for April. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with us, with me boo-booing and messing up. I can't believe there's a whole page there with a whole slide. Anyway, please like this video. Please share to anyone you think would be interested in this content. If you can share it to all your social media platforms, would be really helpful. Please subscribe to either the YouTube channel, or if you would like to subscribe to the website, Harmonizing Journey website, blog. You get the blog posts. You can comment on the blog posts, as well as other places on the website. But when you do subscribe to YouTube, make sure you hit the notification button, and it's not even an absolute, because I've had people say, hey, they didn't get the notification, but you'll have a fighting chance if you hit the notification button when I post, I put up these classes. I am not monetized by YouTube, so donations are greatly appreciated. Again, the donation link is also in the description box. And anything else, Louis?
Thank you for joining us.
I'm just going to double check.
Did we talk about the HDR membership?
I did a little bit. Did you want to? Let me go back to it. Nope.
I don't remember talking about.
I didn't say a lot. I just read this. Did you want to add anything to what I said, Louis? Being that you're a grid keeper.
This is really the next level up for anyone that really wants to. I'd probably say there's 3 levels to this, where you've got the New Age community, which everyone's welcome. Then you go into KS, where you learn more about the 15-dimensional anatomy and everything kind of above, and your own personal anatomy. Then there's a next level above that, And this is what HJR really is. You're working personally with Katie, and you work through a HJR session. And you're also going into a lower harmonic, going on to journeys, going into future locations, among other places, bringing the frequency back, and really just creating your own personalized temple. And the goal really is for us just to ascend. It really is, it's very serious. Kind of, if you do want to realign your template, or if you feel like you just want to have a family, because I feel like we all are family with this work. And I mean, Katie was talking a little bit earlier about her HDR book. We once every month we go through the book, we read through it, we bring our perspectives and understanding, and we create just a more fuller understanding with the book. And I think it's really, really valuable. So if you do enjoy that book, it might be worth just getting the membership just to attend the book sessions. I'm sure you'll just get a lot out of that on its own.
And again, just letting people we haven't always just been doing the book. We had another thing that we were working on, and I decided I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that information, but yeah, we're just bit by bit. And then when we get done with the book, we will then go on to other material. But there's no rush. We're just taking our time, letting people, process the information, add their perspectives, and yeah, it's really been a process. And I went back to here because ascension is really looking at the stairway to the God worlds, looking at where we're at, where our focal point is right now as we are talking, right, is in our harmonic universe one self down below at the bottom within the planetary structure. That's our point of reference, right? But we're all of those levels. Ascension is bit by bit expanding our consciousness through the neural network pathways of the cathartic structure of the energy lines and energy centers of what we are as the all that is, as the mind of Aya. So that's what a grid keeper is working on, is how to evolve and express those different levels of being, and how those levels of being, there's no killing the ego. There's taking what's a little baby ego and expanding it to the next level of I, ego, self of harmonic universe 2, and then expanding it out to harmonic I, ego of harmonic universe 3, and then making a bigger consciousness orb structure of our avatar self, our oversoul, our avatar, our rishi, Rachelays, many, many different selves becoming really huge. When we're at the rishi level, we're big, huge sun beings. Planets at one time were just an individual that evolved to become its big planetary self. And so, yeah, it's really just learning how to be our authentic self, really. And you don't need to know you don't need to know anything to start to be a grid keeper, except I want to do it. I'm open to it. I'm open to learning about what this is about. That's it. And then at your own pace, I think there's going to be quite a few people in the future that will be joining, that they're just probably going to be doing the recorded sessions. They're going to take their time and work on it. They may at times want to have a private session, which we have a big discount, 30% discount for a session, for a 2-hour session. So you can either do the 2-hour session in one block, or break it up into 2 1-hour sessions, whatever it is that you need to work on what you need to work on for yourself. And with that, and then eventually, if you want to evolve into working with the core group, you can do that, which is wonderful when you get to that level. We've got the YouTube classes, so you can watch the introductory material, and you'll get the bones, the bare bones, and start working with that. And as you know, just looking at this, you have no idea the part of yourself that knows this mechanics has lit up and is aligning now, and aligning. And you might, and the more you look at it and look at, the more stuff starts coming to you about what this mechanics is about. And I would love to hear what you guys receive, because you have in your cellular memory this information. We all do. So it's waking up. How are we doing timing wise? 5 or 4 more minutes. And again, anybody who joined in, if they want to put their 12 cents in, it would be awesome of what they feel of all this information. If not, is there anything else you want to add, Lewis? We got a few more minutes.
If you are really involved in the newer work, which are body projection, or you're involved in the light body work, such as astral projection, HJR is the perfect place, especially for people that want to astral project, to actually project all these different locations in the past, in the future, into space, and all these open inner Earths, Aurora, Earth. It's a really good place to really do this safely. So,
yeah, what we lovingly call the pod space, Mashayahana Prayer Salon, is part of your plasma spirit body mechanics. So it's mechanics that normally you wouldn't have access to in a harmonic universe 1 realm. But because of all the things that are going on and connecting into what I like to call the bypass system, the HJR calls it the 7 bridges flows, integral bridge, crystal bridgeway. But it's basically mechanics that sort of bypasses what a lot of that stairway to heaven, except we still have that stairway to heaven. We're recreating that stairway to heaven basically right now, a whole new light body structure, as well as we're interfacing into our spirit body mechanics. So working with the Richer mechanics, working with just creation mechanics in general. And Aisha gets into a lot of that in her material, which reminds me, Lewis, you could talk about your Telegram group for those that would like to get more of the back technicals, back history and information.
yeah. So anyone that's really interested, or anyone that's brand new to KS, because when I came into KS originally, a lot of the freedom teachings wasn't available. And throughout her workshop, she does reference the freedom teachings kind of quite often. So really, the workshop group itself is just a place for people to safely access the teachings. I do have the erased production 3 technique, so I do recommend that you do the plasma body work. And again, go into pod space, learn how to use it, then go into the freedom teachings so you can actually safely do these techniques. I'm really just kind of expanding out. I've added excerpt section. So for things that I think are pretty important, such as we're talking about the Tri-Matrix Cooperative. In the workshop vault, we've got a little excerpt about how the Borgia matrix originally fell. And I'm just slowly just trying to get all the techniques out there, going through order for the early Mente series and slowly working your way down eventually to Sliders 12 and wherever else. So yeah, it's just in its name. It's up to you to create your own little vault. And it doesn't matter if you're just into the earlier work or doesn't really matter. It's all just there for people to access. So
We do have a comment. I didn't see it from.
oh really? I know that's from StreamYard.
Oh, I think that's Miss Alexandra.
Wait,
Having my pod
StreamYard?
space she's an excellent good keeper. Been working with her for a lot of years. She's very advanced doing this work, and she figured out how to spit practicalities of the 3D world. Sometimes she struggles a little bit, but she's figured out the chat this time. Having my pod space gives me the safety to do all this work. I think it's the most important aspect. Yes. It's
JD.
organic, it's natural to who you are. And we've been given the gift of being able to work with it again. Aisha brought it through in her sliders material, which was originally to, will come out of my mouth. We did have a mission where things were going pretty wackadoodle. The failsafe hadn't been activated yet, but some other things had been activated, and the sliders material was developing us to where we could disengage, uproot being plugged into this biofeed interface system of this planetary structure, and then connect into the, I want to say, the middle hub gates and transition out. Leave that way and slide. Basically slide. There's a whole process that she went through on how to do that. And that was when she first made connection with the Mashayahana Krystal and the Mashayahana, the Adashi Adepts who do the ascension process, go back and forth through that stairway to heaven thing that we were looking at and back into the core. Okay. Oh, sorry, that's not what I want. Hold on. YouTube comments.
For some reason, it's not showing on my end. Is it for you?
It's not showing, but I see it. I see it on my phone. I don't want that showing. It sees what I originally, my comment. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing her comment. Okay. I read it though, so I read it out loud. So anyway, that's a bummer doodly doo. What was I saying, Lewis?
You were talking about the sliders material.
Oh yeah.
How the pod space was developed before the failsafe activated.
Yes.
And originally it was a place where we could
utilize, become it with it connecting back into our Adashi Adept self, right? That part of ourselves that could travel through the stairway to heaven, so to speak, and had gone back and forth and coming back for various missions, particularly for a mission like what kind of system we're in that's become compromised.
Description to video.
Oh, we have another one here, but I'm not seeing it listed here either. Ella Dempsey is asking, what's the name of your Telegram channel? You probably said it, but just say it again so she clearly.
It's called the Workshop Vault, and if you look in the video description, it is under Azurite Press for Awakening Telegram Workshop Vault by Lewis Oxley.
Yeah.
Just press the link and it should pop you right up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why we're not getting.
I don't know why either. It showed my comment that I had done early before things started, but it's not showing anything after that.
I've just commented. Okay, it's not popping up.
Yeah, yeah,
either.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay. Glitchy doodle. Glitchy doodle. I think we're having a Mercury retrograde that's going to be starting in a few weeks or whatever, days or whatever. We might be in the shadow of that. Okay, well, I guess that's it, right, Lewis? Unless
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. You're very welcome, Ella. All right. Love you guys. Not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday for the HJR Insights Tarot Show. The energy forecast for March. No, yeah, because it's February now, for March.